Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks very much for dropping by the Horror Zone. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is going to be talking about a movie that I've already done a review on, but I did a review on it back in 2015 when it opened in theaters. This is the follow-up to Trick or Treat that Mike Dougherty did, and the name of the film is Krampus. This is a film that I really enjoyed in theaters upon seeing it for the first time. It really brought me back to movies that I grew up on that had a dark element to them where everything wasn't so sugar-coated and safe. It dealt with a dysfunctional family element, which I could relate to because I had dysfunctional family moments in my life. So I really related to this film, especially the character of Max, who is our main protagonist in this film. And when his dysfunctional family clashes over dinner, Max ends up turning his back on Christmas. By doing this, he ends up unleashing the demonic force known as Krampus, an ancient evil bent on punishing non-believers. The main cast, you have Adam Scott as Tom, you have Toni Collette as Sarah, David Koechner as Howard, Allison Tolman as Linda, and MJ Anthony as Max. The movie was written by Todd Casey, Michael Dougherty, and Zach Shields, and the movie was directed by Michael Dougherty. So I watch this film every year. This has become a holiday staple for me, much like movies like Die Hard, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, and Gremlins. I revisit this film every year. It's become one of my favorite monster movies as well as Christmas movies because I feel it has some really great dark elements to it, and it reminds me a lot of Gremlins. Much like Trick or Treat, you know, there are rules in this film that you must follow or Krampus and his minions are going to come after you. Also, like I said, I really related to the character of Max. Growing up, I loved Christmas. And it wasn't, of course, you say you love Christmas as a kid because you're getting gifts and things like that. But looking back on it, I really just loved being with my family. It was really important to me. My parents separated when I was 2, so I would not only go to my, have Christmas Eve with my mom's family or my maternal side of the family, but then on Christmas Day, I was with my dad's side of the family. So it was really a lot of fun. I really valued the Christmas time of year and look back on it more as just a gift-giving season. It was a time to be with each other and appreciate each other and celebrate the end of a year as well as the holiday. Also, I felt like Christmas really changed in the 21st century, specifically after 9/11. And there's an ugliness to the holiday now, specifically with things like Black Friday. And it's always bothered me, and I think it really is encompassed so well at the opening of this film when you see these people just sort of, they're just sort of like herding into the store, and just it's over the top. It's done very over the top and comical, but it is sort of a reflection of society. And when I was younger, my mom and my grandmother and I would always go to San Francisco the day after Thanksgiving because it wasn't what it became. Black Friday was very different back in the 90s when I was a teenager. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it got crowded and stuff like that, but it was nothing like what it became in the 2000s. So I really loved the opening of that, and I related to the character of Max, who just wanted to be with his family and for everybody to be happy and trying to celebrate the spirit of Christmas. And then the dysfunction in his family kind of bringing him down. And that used to happen to me quite a bit. Not to the level it happens in this movie, but, there were some fights and things like that growing up with my family. And there was a lot of, tension that happened that I won't go into, but it did bring me down. And so I related to Max a lot. And it's funny because when I went and saw this movie, and I really don't like Christmas that much anymore. Not so much because I don't like being with my family and things like that. It's just different now, and I feel like it's become so commercial that the heart of it is just gone. To get away from just my personal reasons for loving the film, I also just think it's a fantastic story with amazing characters. I've always been a fan of Adam Scott and Toni Collette. They're both fantastic as Max's parents in this. David Koechner, I've of course known him from Anchorman, but I actually really like him as Howard in this. I really like the character. I love Max, and I love his grandmother, and I can't remember his name, I'll put it right here, but I love the relationship between Max and his grandmother because I had that relationship with my mom's mother, who is still with us and 101 years old. So I had that relationship with her, and she's actually the one that I've said got me into loving horror movies. And I also love the claustrophobia that's in this film because the family wakes up after Max rips up his letter to Santa Claus, and that sets things in motion for Krampus and his minions to descend upon this family, and they wake up being in this bitter snowstorm with no power, and you just feel the claustrophobia. You got X amount of people in one house, and everything's out and they can't do anything. And just the way that it's shot and the look of the snowstorm, which is this, it's really imposing. I also love just Krampus. The look of Krampus is absolutely terrifying. I love the little minions that he has, the Jack in the Box and the gingerbread men. They're really well done. The Jack in the Box has always been my favorite. But I just love everything about this, and I love all the characters and how they react to what's going on, and then the just the history of this character and you know what it means, because I didn't even know about Krampus until I was older. I'd never heard of this. I really just am fascinated by it, and I think it's a terrific follow-up to Trick or Treat. I think Mike Dougherty did a fantastic job with this film. I think it's just as great as Trick or Treat, just in a different way, and I like it just as much. Christmas staple here for me, and definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen Krampus, easily it gets 5 skulls. This is another film that kind of like the last video I did where I talked about, you know, movies where you're trapped in one place or on house arrest. This kind of has the same theme, so those are the kind of movies I've been watching lately. But yeah, I love this film. I hope others do as well. If you guys are fans of Krampus, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Would love to hear from everyone. And as always, thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone, and I promise I'll talk to you again soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always.